Arca Bulls family, are you there? My goodness, man, I can't tell you how the time has been running against your boy today. It's been terrible. My goodness. What is up, family? Throw some A's in the chat. Throw some A's in the chat if you hear your boy speaking right now. I can't even tell you that I'm noticing right now that even the music is not playing. What is happening? My goodness, man. I can't tell you guys, man. I actually just finished posting some videos. I just finished posting GTII. I just finished posting COSM and a very long awaited AMC thread. Man, I can't believe that I actually went for it. What is up, family? Really happy to be here. Make sure to hit that like button on the way in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm very curious over why this music isn't playing, man. Damn. I left everybody in the silence. My goodness. Joe H coming in the chat. What is up, my dude? So you're saying finally caught a live stream, working overtime, just got promoted, $40 to $55 an hour. Joe H, congratulations, my dude. Guys, I have to just tell everybody that if you haven't received I actually noticed my inbox is right now just really full. So if you haven't received a reply from me specifically for the indicators, I will go ahead and reply to you. It's just I'm going through a lot of requests so far, right? But I appreciate all of you so much, and I will get to you as soon as humanly possible. All right, so let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. What is up, my moderators? Mark Roach. How you doing, Samantha? Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you are feeling okay. I hope you don't have a migraine anymore. I know you were feeling okay the other day, right? Already, but everything looks to be pretty good right now. So let's see who else is in the chat right now. David Parr, what is up, man? 20 Chuck 01, how you doing? How you doing? David Olander, what's up, man? Northwest. Really good to see you guys in here. Mondo Lopez, what is up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Chris Brown, what's up, man? I always trip out on that name. Arca, what is happening to GTII? I'm scared it's going to keep going down. Well, luckily for you, I just put up a video saying that it's not. Well, I mean, it does have a support going down, right? But we need to touch that support down first before we can continue on to the upside. But all of the statistics, all of the metrics are still suggesting the upside. So, which usually means that it's kind of just a pullback, right? But a very interesting day today with the whole tape missing, right? People couldn't see level 2, you couldn't see the tape at all. So, it would be an area where people can kind of take advantage of situations like that, right? Like they would notice that a lot of longs rely on the tape and rely on that real data. So it could actually encourage some short bias traders to open some more positions like those, right? So just know that I'm sure everything. I hope actually everything will be back to normal. Tomorrow, because it was a little sketchy not to see that level 2. Did anybody chat? Go ahead and chime in. Have you guys heard anything about that situation? I'm sure a lot of people are actually getting ignored by the brokers and stuff. So actually, that's what I saw on Twitter, right? But does anyone here have any idea as to why the tape was out of our view? Oh my goodness, man. It was just a real terrible thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the chat here. So Short Killer, how you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you guys here. what is good? What is good? Justin Yu, oh man, I actually do have at least one of those tickers, two of those tickers actually. I have on the list GFAI and TRKA. All right, so we'll definitely go ahead and go over those two. Now, as far as ticker symbol AI, I will try my best to get to it, but we will absolutely put it on the list. Okay, so let's see, Justin, and he is asking for that ticker symbol AI. Yeah, it actually did meet some of the targets that we were talking about. So very, very good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and continue down the chat. What is up, Jesse? Good to see you here. Johnny Barnes, good to see you in here. What's up, Tim Pearson? Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know that it's been one of those days, right? And I just want you to know that we're back here in the chat. You know, we can all discuss the possibilities and the probabilities for our favorite tickers and stuff, but just know that we're not supposed to take this like in high energy, high endurance, right? Let's go ahead and chill. Let's relax. Let's make sure that we can collect and just be conscious over the market day tomorrow. Okay, we need to respect it, right? We need to respect our workplace, and it'll respect us back, right, you guys? So Tim Pearson saying, let's fucking go. Good, man. Good. And Sorensen, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Sandstorm music, go. Oh my goodness, man. That would be that pump up music in the gym, right? Sebastian Lim coming in the chat. What is up, my man? What is up? Oh, you just watched the AMC video, Sebastian? You had enough time? What? Before I came on, I could have sworn I put that thing, how long was it? I think it was maybe a 14-minute video. A little long, right? So, Andrew, what is up, man? Yeah, multiple OTC stocks were affected, not just GTII. Very, very, very much agree with you, man. I actually did put up in the video that I put up regarding GTII. I literally started that video with lots of blood in the streets without the tape. Right, so I believe it. I absolutely believe it. CLMV was down too. There were a lot of tickers. COSM, you know, a lot of them went down. But it's very interesting that we ended up getting that downside per our expectations, even still. So I find that a little weird. That sometimes mathematics and real life situations tend to just somehow meet, and they just correlate so well with each other, which is something that I continuously mention, right? So I say, oh, on this date we're gonna, you know, potentially pull back or something, right? And then that date comes, and you know, we've been on a bull cycle, and then that day we hit that target that I'm talking about, and it totally retraces, right? So when it retraces, I get the comments of like, oh, you're getting paid by the short sellers. You're you are, you know, you're an institutional trader. So no, guys, just definitely know that I am short biased because I started learning why I was losing money on AMC, right? So I had to learn their perspective, followed by learning the mathematics of trading, right? So I am not paid by the short sellers. Okay, I'm really just a normal dude, and just gaining some popularity pretty fast, and a lot faster than I actually expected. But it's very much, I'm very grateful for it, and I'm very grateful for all of you. And this is why I do the live streams, you know, in hopes that I can provide a thank you back to the community, right? Regarding your respect and your humility towards me, right? So I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and you'll find the links in the description below to follow me on Twitter and join the Arcable, trading community. But yes, David Olander, what's up, man? Giving me a very nice donation. Thank you so much, my dude. I really appreciate that. It's gonna go a long way with me and my family here. Okay, so and now with your, is that called a super sticker? Is that what it is? And you're saying, please look at CEOS and DBGI. Why is everybody asking about DBGI? Is that ticker making some momentous moves to the upside? So luckily for us, it's actually owed, and I'm not sure if Anthony's still in the chat, but Anthony actually requested a DBGI as well. So we'll go ahead and make sure to add that to the list, and we'll be going over that list shortly, you guys. But I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Let's go ahead and also list that ticker symbol CEOS, because I know lots of people are talking about it right now, and I think it faced a pullback, right? But I mean, it kind of happens with tickers like that. It's been overextended, but know for a fact that CEOS is actually, in my opinion, mathematically speaking, and all of the charts that I've been looking at regarding CEOS, I've been actually talking about CEOS since it was down here. You know what I mean? So I said that we were in the process of making a massive macro reversal, and it's in respects to this huge channel, right? Look at this. Look at this channel. I mean, I'm talking about every single candle here. This is the 5-day iteration here. Okay, so this is 2009, where October 2009 or September 2009, where it started, right? So, and then it went. I mean, it's still going, right? So the dangerous part of this was the fact that we actually touched that test 3 on the resistance of an ascending channel, because an ascending channel is actually, or usually, it's bearish, right? So. The fact that we're reversing from that is leading me to believe that this may actually try for a rare breakout to the upside. And I've heard some very important news regarding CEOS. Chat, go ahead and dive into the chat and let me know what is going on with CEOS, because I've heard some things that are actually good for the long term regarding CEOS stock holders, right? So I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm not exactly sure what they were saying, but I heard about it, right? And if you know me, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I don't practice fundamental analysis whatsoever. I actually just practice mathematical models, and I rely on the numbers to get to kind of give me that bias for direction, or the probabilities for direction, better said. And I find a huge success within it. And within finding that success, it kind of like when you do your history tests and your histories, in school, right? Like high school or college, you start to understand and appreciate the history behind it too. So I actually learned that mathematical or algorithmic trading or high frequency trading, automated trading, all of that stuff has actually been around since 1972, right? So I was curious, and it was adopted as a viable strategy by the NYSE in 1976. So the first one to bring it up was actually Renaissance Technologies, Jim Simons. He was the head of that hedge fund, and also a very renowned mathematician. So he was essentially the reason why I started continuing on the mathematical path regarding this. So that's why I said earlier that, like, it's funny how sometimes the fundamental catalysts land right where the mathematical probabilities were already suggesting. Very interesting correlation between fundamentals and mathematics, right? So, except that sometimes the statistics are showing the probability of weakness or strength. I'm talking about months and months ahead of time. There's no way I can tell you why. So in fact, a lot of analysts like me are hired by companies, individual companies, to kind of give the opinion of where they could potentially see weakness or strength into their company. Particularly the weakness is what they want to know, right? So they would say, the analyst would say, well, I see weakness coming in about 3-4 months around this area here, and I don't know why, but there it is. And then it's up to the company to kind of figure out what the weaknesses are presently, so that they can kind of avoid something like that in the future, right? So it just goes to show how well mathematics are being used for the future, or the probabilities, right? So I'm talking about forecast systems, not predictive, just forecast. Okay, so I that's why I practice this, you guys, and that's why I ask you questions regarding that. Regarding some fundamental news, is because I really don't look into that. I just really rely on the numbers, right? So, yeah, you guys. So Wayne Wood, GFAI is absolutely on the list. That's something that we're going to be looking at today. I know that we were actually I looked at GFAI earlier today regarding the price action that we were facing. Regarding the analysis that we looked at yesterday, right? So GFAI actually had the run that we were talking about almost perfectly, exactly. So this was yesterday, right? And we said that we would potentially find the loading zone down here, 37.21 to about 33.66. So I'm actually curious to see how that happened, by the way. Let me see. Okay, so the first loading zone was touched on the. I'm talking about. Let's see. So this was starting right over here. Okay, so we almost touched that first. The first area of support, right? But it did go up to our target of about 59 cents, and then it retraced heavily. But we can figure out what are the probabilities with this. Actually, I'm going to have to go ahead and really talk about this here, because I see a bearish formation forming up, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a temporary. It doesn't look like it's a reversal. It may be a type of temporary pullback, because it looks like it's following a formation, and this formation in a bi-hourly, it's not exactly the most. Honestly, formations in anything under an 8 hour are just a little shaky, right? But yeah, I see. If you guys are familiar, right? I'm not gonna start the analysis on this just yet, but I just want to point some things out right here. Okay, so let me see. I think we can use actually this one right over here. And here, the touch points, the contact points I'm looking at are for this one and this candle iteration, okay? Also, the fact that we actually face some resistance here. So this is, what I'm looking at is essentially a broadening ascending wedge, and it just so happens to be that bottom side target would essentially be 11 cents. But 1, 2, 3, oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so this is okay, let me actually just start this off right now. I'm gonna just do this for you guys right now. Okay, so let's do 9:48 p.m. We're officially starting the analysis for. This is a little dangerous right now. This is why I'm cutting off the talking. Audrey, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you so much. Is there anything that I can do for you? Is there anything that I can look into for you? I'm more than happy to do that for you. You're so kind. Thank you. So let's go ahead and officially start at 9:48 p.m. GFAI. Okay, so the target of 59 cents was met. Good. But the formation that I'm looking at within a 4-hour structure here is a broadening ascending wedge. This broadening ascending wedge is a bearish formation. When is it bearish? Okay, it's bearish after the third touch of the resistance. Okay, so I want to be as precise as I can be here with the contact points. Actually, man, it really is. Okay. All right, so the contact points I mean because it's a test of the resistance. So test 1, test 2, and test 3. Okay, that test 3 usually signals the short sellers to come in, right? So if we're going to continue to the downside, it's going to be after a little bit of an upside first. And why an upside? Okay, so when we reclaim the inside of this formation, we actually do have to come back to validate our newly converted support into now a resistance. Okay, so the target that we have up here of 42.98, or 42.74, is very much in accordance with the top side of this range here, which could be about 45.03. Okay. Adam L saying AMC video was solid, way better than all the others. My dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, I definitely see some ridiculous price action in that coming in, right? So GFAI is just in validation right now. So we actually do need to come right back up to test that area of resistance, validate it, and then we can continue on to the downside. Okay, so if you're long GFAI, I would heavily consider, as not a financial advisor, as a friend, right, just a friend, to maybe consider liquidating or just removing risk at this point here. Okay, about 45, I would say I would say deep 44. Okay, so 44.70, 44.80, right around there. Okay, you guys. Mark Roach saying you should get 1 million likes with the AMC video. Oh my goodness. I actually did put a little bit of a clickbaity title so that I can expose more retail to mathematical probabilities rather than other silly ways of looking at the charts, right? So, but yeah, you guys. So the downside here, the downside would follow to essentially the 3360 area, right? So then in this case, we would then use our range as a resistance and then continue on to the downside. This will face a zigzag, okay? That's what older traders call it. So then after that, we would actually touch down at this support, followed by 3354 resistance. Then we would come back and test this 2307. Then we come back and test a newly converted support into a resistance, and eventually, make our way down to that 1177 target. This is a very typical formation, and it's a very typical play, and it signals short sellers in particular. Okay, so I need you to remember these targets. Okay, 4274. Remember, I mean, the best case scenario is that this happens later on in the afternoon. So let's actually just see the momentum real quick, and I'll tell you. So downside on the 30-minute. Okay, we'll collect these puzzle pieces real fast, and then we'll continue. Okay, so buy hourly suggesting that upside, which means hourly should be 2. Okay, good, and it's limited. That literally what we're saying. Okay, so please focus on your 14-day simple moving average and the positioning of it. Okay, your RSI signal is literally going to make its way up to find resistance from not only the 14-day simple, but from the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile within the RSI. Okay, so we would literally face a resistance here and then continue that path to the downside, which is absolutely in accordance, or it's sharing correlation with what I'm talking about here. I mean, short-term resistance, and then we can come back down. Okay, so even the 4-hour RSI suggesting a limited upside. Again, very similar situation to the buy hourly time frame. You can actually see that we face that resistance right here, and it'll continue to the downside. Okay, so 8-hour time frame is suggesting a limited downside. Okay, so why limited? Early, I'm talking about the early time frames are suggesting the upside, right? So if we can fast forward in time, meaning look at the 8 hours chart, meaning later on in the day, we can actually see this facing the resistance. And then since it has a limited downside, we would literally face a bounce from the area that I talked about 3346. And then we could, this would bounce from the 14-day simple, which could be in correlation with this 3356 before a bounce and realizing our resistance here, doing that zigzag move. The momentum is literally saying it for us. Okay, and here's the temporary upside from the 12-hour, right? So after the 8 hours done, we can face the 12-hour chart for that upside, that limited upside, and then we could continue downwards. Okay, so that's why we're getting the up and down and up and down. Look at this, okay? 8-hour, down, 12-hour, up, daily, down. That's, guys, I'm telling you, this is a zigzag, okay? So that's literally what's happening here. Please be careful with your GFAI longs, okay? Watch your longs, minimize risk, make sure to have a plan and stick to it, okay? Your risk management is absolutely number one in this situation here, okay, you guys? So that is going to do it for ticker symbol GFAI. We're finishing this off at 9:54 p.m. And like I said to you guys, I'm gonna stick to my promise. I'm not going to rate this for the short sellers, regardless if I'm short biased or not. Okay, the reason why I don't want to rate this is because of the bulls that I have here. Okay, so I don't want to expose people to more danger or fast or just. I'm trying to say that I'm exposed to a lot of people now, and the word gets around really fast when I say something, which was never the case before, but it is now, right? So I just really want you to know that I'm going to respect you by not rating this. So I'm going to leave this as a no rating for GFAI, but still just know that we do have that little bit of an upside. Sebastian Lim, make sure to watch your longs on that, okay, buddy? So yeah. So that's essentially what I'm looking at. Good deal, you guys. Good deal. We do have a few tickers to take a look at today, and we absolutely have some that I'm sure some people are a little worried about, right? So, in particular, CEOS. Okay, so we'll look at CEOS as well. Thank you so much for your donation, my friend. That's super kind of you, man. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, somebody actually mentioned a ticker with a Q in it. So Nick, QBTS. I think you were talking about that ticker yesterday, weren't you? I'm not exactly sure, but QBTS, what's going on with that one, man? I thought it was PBTS. Was it not PBTS or is it Q? Yeah, I'm not sure if those are two different tickers either, right? So I'm actually talking about your request from yesterday, and I'm not sure if it was PBTS or Q BTS, but regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of note it there as for my own discretion, right? QBTS and. So what's up, B? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah. We'll go ahead and take a look at Amazon as well, okay? So just know that I still owe a few people some tickers. Oh, B, just in case, if I don't get to that Amazon for you, send me an email or send me a DM on Twitter or on Discord or something, and I can always share an image with my views on it, okay? Because I have done that before for others. So please, I'll be looking out for you, okay? Because I respect you and I appreciate you so much, B. So, yeah, so in respects to that ticker, I'm not sure if Nick is still in here, but if it isn't QBTS, just please let me know whenever you can, my dude. Jason Barnes, been asking for man since 2 days ago. Please, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at that one for sure, man. Why don't we actually look at that ticker after CEOS for you, man? Actually, you're definitely right. I'll get you on that one. And was that you that emailed me or Twittered me? I'm not sure how to say that really, but I'm not the biggest social guy, but as of late, I've been having to kind of say hello to as many people as I can, and that whole thing. I want to know that I'm not. I want you to know that I'm not ignoring anyone, right? So that's essentially what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, so ticker symbol MAN. Was that the crypto? Is that what you were talking about? I'm not sure if you said it was. Oh yeah, you did. Okay, and it's okay. So you want to see the tether of MAN? Yeah, no problem. So MAN, and let me go ahead and put USDT. Cool. It's careful with that. I didn't know anybody was still trusting any of those the stable coins. So I'm saying to please watch out for. USDT. I'm not sure if people were starting to move to USDC for to be better allocated, but they're kind of expensive. So I understand why tether. But let's go ahead and take a look at B. My goodness, man. Thank you so much. That means so much, my dude. So Amazon, right? Yeah. And are you short bias, or are you going to be doing? Are you going to be longing it? So I can put the play together for you. Yeah, gotcha, Johnny. So that's going to be ticker symbol MAN USDT. Gotcha. So yeah, B, let me know if you want me to put that play together for you as a long play or a short. So. All right, cool. And I'll long. Okay, long. Okay, I'll note that for you as well, my dude. Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm going to officially start the analysis on ticker symbol CEOS, and it is 9:59 p.m. Okay, so guys, go ahead and I'm sorry, moderators, please take a look at the chat as I will now continue the analysis for CEOS. I actually did prepare this for a video, but I couldn't get to it tonight. It was just too. I'm telling you, my schedule was weird. Okay, so I wanna just follow up and kind of freshen everybody up on the CEOS ticker. Okay, so. Yes, we're on a macro ascending channel, a bearish channel, but it's actually in a macro reversal, which we were able to see from down here. Okay, so my first target was actually 5.47, 5 cents, right, in respects to a broadening descending wedge that we also fulfilled. Okay, so this broadening descending wedge has a target, or per the playbook rules, you take the profit at 5.47 at the genesis of the formation itself, right? So it met it very nicely, and we rejected, just like what GTII is doing right now. So guys, if you are watching this and you're long GTII, this is essentially what I'm expecting. Okay, and that's why I didn't mean any offense by saying that it's not a short attack. I'm just telling you that it's per the playbook rules to expect this downside, right? Of course, it's short sellers. It's most of GTII are not taking profit here, but it's just it's part of the play. It's part of the game, and I did say that as soon as we reached that target, we were going to capitulate a little bit. So AMC AMC Ape Pittsburgh, awesome AMC video. What do you show in the immediate short term on AMC? Yeah, I'll go over that. I'll go over it for you, my dude, for sure. Let me just finish up CEOS, and we'll get to that as well. And I am not ignoring my other requests. Okay, you guys. I want to make sure that we can get as many of these tickers out of the way. Okay, so CEOS absolutely made that touch, and we continued on to the upside. Okay, so what could be happening? Is this retracement temporary? Is it a reversal? What is happening? I know that's the question. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at momentum. Okay, so momentum versus volatility, and volatility represented by this indicator, BBWP. You got it at AMC. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will also put the timestamps on things in the description after this is done. Okay, so keep an eye out for those things as well if you need to refer back to it. But if you can take a look here, we're still in critical volatility within the 90 percentile. And printing these red bars. These red bars represent a daily iteration since we're in the daily chart. Okay, so and yes. So this upside continuation is still being suggested by momentum. Okay, so why am I giving this a lot of credit? Well, momentum I've backtested in several tickers several times, and it's given me. If you guys are familiar with statistics, then it's actually given me the lower end of a first standard deviation to sit at about a 75% in accuracy of guessing the asset's direction in general, and the upper end of a first standard deviation to land at about 91%. So I tend to give stochastic momentum a pretty heavy dime. Okay, so this is because of the results, I'm inclined to use this indicator, which by the way is free, right? So it's within TradingView. My affiliate link is in the description below, so enough shilling with that. So just know that this is still pivoted towards the upside, even though we had this pullback. So oh my goodness. So now let's just go ahead and validate the continuation to the downside or upside. Okay, please notice that we do have a downside suggestion on that 30, the 4-hour, and the 8-hour. Okay, but as soon as you start diving into the daily chart, you can see that it may be temporary. Why is it temporary? Well, we have the 14-day simple moving average that we have been using with that RSI signal over and over and over again. Okay, so this is just suggesting a potential downside only temporary. And now where could that temporary be? Because look at this, I'm saying temporary because you have the 3-day time frame RSI suggesting massive upside, and also I'm talking about starting from the 3-day. Here's your 5-day upside. Here's your weekly upside. Oh my goodness, we have a little bit of a pullback in a week, and then you have 2 weeks and monthly to the upside. So I see this. I'm still giving this a lot of credit, and I mean CEOS has moved 700% to the upside. I think. Let's just measure it. Okay, because this can still rip. It can still continue going. This is 836% to the upside. This is ridiculous. My goodness. This is insane. Okay, so what you're looking at here is just the natural ebb and flow. Okay, so we can literally just make an upside, retrace, upside, retrace, upside again. I'm not sure if the question was answered, but CEOS could. I said it weeks ago. That this was getting ready for a macro scale reversal. We were literally at about 140, 120, 140, right around there, right? And it's moved so drastically. Momentum is still suggesting the upside, temporary downside. The location for a temporary downside would be literally to reload once again. And I'm talking about reaccumulate before a continuation to the upside, which is just absurd. Okay, so let's take a fib from the daily, from this 12-hour iteration in an inverse manner. Okay, so we'll take it from the swing low to the swing high, and if actually I'm gonna have to do it in a little bit of a smaller time frame because this is too large and the price action is just too gnarly. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour and see what kind of closer price action we can get. Okay, so that sell-off happened right at that 4-hour iteration. I see. Very good that we actually looked at a smaller time frame. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Okay, so it's similar targets even still. Okay, so I'm expecting I'm expecting a bounce from the 1.272 at about 0590. Okay, so just about 6 cents, and that could be the best case scenario. But my overall target for a downside would be again at this low, the wick low that we're looking at from today. I'm talking about 0671 to about 6 flat. Okay, so if we can face this area here, this would be a great reaccumulation for a continuation to the upside. And I am still favoring my upside targets that I talked about a few days ago. Right up here. 3.272 at 1258 to the 3.618 at 1352. Okay, so now the 4.236 and the 4.618 are absolutely relevant, less likely, but I am still looking at this upside here. Okay, so remember, tomorrow, maybe even into the next day, I'm still seeing a reaccumulation period. Okay, you guys, so just keep your hats together on this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna officially end CEOS now. And that is at what time are we at? 10:07 p.m. So just to answer the question for AMC real quick before we get to ticker symbol MAN, CEOS chat. What are we gonna rate this thing? Actually, the upside is still present for me. So you already know we're gonna face. Okay, your D- is your max loss. Your D+ is your break even. And your C+ means risk plus upside. This is worth very, very little. The market cap on this is what? Man, it's under $1 million. And the float is just about almost 7 million. So this is high risk, right? But it's making a macro move. And I think short-term reaccumulation before upside. So Mark Roach giving me a rating of D. It's not bad to rate it that. You know what I mean? So MM giving me a B. Mark Roach, I'm not an OTC fan. OTCs are very much a beast of their own. Okay, they run usually on their own rules. They don't always respect broader market activity. Like for example, the SPY goes down. Not always, but tickers like Mullen, AMC, GME, they will face that type of pressure as well. I'm getting a C+ on this. Okay, so I'm getting a C- to a C from Samantha H. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad at all. Okay, so let's just go ahead and rate this now and see what we have. Beso Amy, what's up with you? So you're saying a B-, and yeah. So the fact, guys, remember that I'm not the biggest fan of having such a tiny valuation, right? So this means that anybody could dump a few $1,000s into this and it'll essentially manipulate. Right. So in my case, I still see the upside after a small short-term accumulation period. But if I were to give this a long rating, then I would actually give this a C+. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just it's a little risky. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna leave that at that. Okay, and officially end this analysis for ticker symbol CEOS at we said 10:07, but let's go ahead and make that 10:09 with a long rating of a C+. Now remember, it doesn't have to be mine. It just make sure to take whatever I say with a grain of salt, right? And then you'll see your own success pop up with alongside my analysis and whoever else, right? So QBTS, gotcha, man. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make that correction for your ticker of choice. Okay, so yeah, but before I get into MAN, let me go ahead and answer the questions regarding AMC. So, Straight Cash, homie, Arca #1, dude, thanks for what you do for us. Absolutely, my friend. I'm very happy to help. All in AMC, how confident are you on the squeeze? Okay, yeah, regarding these questions, right? So, and then also regarding AMC Ape. So you said, awesome AMC video. What do you show in the immediate short term, right? So I didn't actually go over the immediate short term because I assumed that everybody just wanted to know what the days or weeks are kind of showing, right? So yeah, let me just go ahead and just touch on that real quick. Okay, so if we want to take into consideration short-term analysis, then we should do something maybe within the 12-hour time frame and below. And the reason why I say this is because the daily time frame actually does not show after hours price, right? So let's see, the market close was 680 and it looks like after hours came down to 664. A very, very small retracement, but that's really not a big deal. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So if we're looking, let's go ahead and load up some SMAs as well. So we want the we want a few SMAs and also the EMAs, and that would give us essentially our answer right away, alongside a fib, right? So we're gonna load up the 7-period and 30-period exponential moving averages. Okay, so if I'm gonna give you a range right now that's very likely, two of them to be precise. Okay, so the immediate short term, actually, let me see this RSI real quick. Yeah, we have a downside and a limited downside on that 6 hour, limited downside on the bi-hourly as well. And it looks like we correct from there. Okay, so 8 hour, do we have an upside yet? Okay, we do. And the daily, that upside. Okay, so zigzagging in and out. So the loading zone, I'm going to give you our first of all, the 1.618 at $6.43. We can highly expect that. Tomorrow, actually. And if I can give you a total range, actually, between the 1.272, I would highly suggest that, actually. The 1.272 and the 1.618, that would be 653 to 643 as the first loading zone. The secondary area, and a little less likely, but if you can see this 12-hour iteration, it actually made a momentous move to 733, and then it dove right back down to that 7-period. So what's interesting here is that the 7 period is very much located where the 2.618 golden mean is located. So 2.618 to the 2.272 in respects to these candles right over here. Okay, so this would be the second area to load, and I'm talking about for long. Right, so if you want to get long this stock, so that you would look at this these two targets essentially. The upside in the immediate short term is another deal, though. It's not so tight like it is down here. The reason why I'm telling you it's tight is simply because it's because the sentiment and psychology behind AMC is a little strong right now. It's actually very, very potent, right? So we have to consider the probabilities within a psychological, push or thrust to the upside. Unfortunately, there's no measuring psychology rather than understanding psychological targets based on current position. Okay, so if we're looking at an immediate short-term upside, then I'm talking with FOMO applied. Okay, with FOMO, yes, it is. Mark Roach, FOMO is way real on AMC. We're talking about AMC here. This is arguably the OG next to GME, right? So we're talking about millions of people. It's not like GTII or like BBIG. Those communities are big too, but AMC is massive. This is a huge community, and everybody is looking for the out on this. I'm talking about years here. Okay, two plus years. So, and I've been holding this for 15, 16 months now. So I've been in this space end of May 2021. You see what I mean? So the AMC holders, right? Sean, oh, that's right, man. We're looking at this, man. I actually just released a video. So, I've been holding this since literally June or July, maybe 2021. So there's a lot of people within the AMC, and especially the ape community. So this, if it has the thrust, it'll be because of us. It'll be because of literally retail, right? So with FOMO applied, I'm talking short term here. I'm not talking about the targets that I spoke of in the video, but very, very likely we are able to see 767 to about $8.11 within the next few days. And it's in respects to, let me just start cleaning this chart up a little bit. It's in respects to volatility, right? So we have momentum. We have the momentum MACD average, and also we have volatility just expanding and still suggesting an upside. Not to mention a 12-hour bull signal from the Crypstex, my indicators, my ARC-Series indicators. So we got that bull signal at the opening of this candle here, and it's not including the bull signal that we actually got down here. Okay, so the bull signal that we got was printed on the opening of this candle at $3.91, 99, right? And then it actually made that huge move to the upside. We got a short position here, and then it's now suggesting a continuation to the upside yet again. So Kareem Decker, will ape run next to AMC? Well, I suspect yes. I suspect yes because there are a lot of holders within the ape community as well. I'm saying because if you were a holder, original holder of AMC, then when the split happened, I'm talking about the dividend split, right? When the dividend split happened, you received, say you had 100 shares, you received 100 shares of ape as well. Okay, so that's the reason why this thing would essentially run in tandem. But I am getting mathematical probabilities here for AMC. The reason why I can't really track ape is because of its limited historical value. It doesn't have much. So with AMC, I have in respects to the mathematical backtest of volatility versus momentum. Where is it here? Actually, was it this chart? Yeah, this chart regarding volatility versus momentum. I was able to backtest on the daily time frame. Let me just take a look at this if you haven't seen my video that I just posted up. These are all iterations from where volatility has actually started to expand from a heavily contracted area, which we're in right now. Okay, so every single iteration here throughout the entire trading history of AMC on a daily chart, reaching back to 2013, that gives me enough. That gives me enough for me to be able to give you a mathematical probability. And that probability that I just gave you of $8 is very much in line with the statistical side. It's landing at 914. So in a discretionary manner, me giving you a target of about $8.11, it's already close enough to the statistical upside that we're looking at. So mathematics are suggesting $9 within a few days, right? Maybe even a week. And my discretion just gave you 811. So the upside is more than imminent on both. I think both will run in tandem. Okay, so I'm not a believer in the squeeze theory. However, I am a believer on covering of short positions on the way up. I don't think this thing can. I think this thing has power to hit $40 without a squeeze. So meaning that institutions can essentially hold their long positions forever. You know, they can technically hold their positions and never cover ever. It's a fallacy to think that they have to, right? But in a trading desk or a proprietary firm, that's not the case. You can actually hold forever, but there are several, I'm talking millions of retail shorting this. Okay, so their positions are in danger here. They have margin that will cause a huge margin call, right? So, and I'm talking about several. As this goes up, like, they're going to start bag holding, and then they're going to start like, oh man, I got to get out of this. So it looks like the Fed is finally pivoting, and we're going to continue to the upside. So that's essentially what I'm saying. Okay, so the squeeze theory, I'm not really a believer of, but I am a believer of the covering of a massive amount of short positions. So I need to move on to ticker symbol man, right? But guys, AMC, I've been really mad at for a long time, and I have a super sour, like tasted my mouth from Adam Aaron and from whatever happened, even Citadel, Kenny G. It's just a huge fraud, right? So, but I'm happy for the company. I like that they're acquiring Cinemarks and making better with the money that they got from retail and stuff. So that's good. It just proves longevity. So I'm happy for them for that, and I know that CEOs don't have to look out for the individual shareholder, although it would be great, right? But they don't have to. But still, I like what they're doing. Good stuff. So let's go ahead and officially start. AMC Ape telling me, awesome, Arca. Let's get that biatch, Amy. Thank you, man. Absolutely, guys. Really happy to help. Indra, good to see you here. Good to see you. Would there be time for a ticker VS? I actually do have it in the list as well, for some reason. So my battle actually is asking me for ticker symbol VS. Let's go over that one after ticker symbol man. Okay, so this is going to be, guys, if you are not familiar with cryptocurrencies, then this is, guys, just know that you can request for crypto. I actually came from trading futures. I trained in traditional markets. I trained in traditional markets, right? Risk on assets. I'm talking about just your regular equities, right? So And then I actually started studying crypto and also crypto futures. So I have extensive knowledge on both sides of the spectrum. So if you do feel like you need to ask me things regarding, I still have BOIL on the schedule, guys, just so you know. And I remember your request as well. So yeah, so just know that you can request for cryptos as well as I mean, we're in the process of making a macro reversal. No, I know this is AMC. The reason why I'm saying this is because I haven't said the chart just yet because I want the people who remember I'm an affiliate for TradingView, so I want people that have TradingView to know how to get to it, right? So you would click right up here, and then make sure to click on crypto. Okay, so from here, then you can select ticker symbol MAN, search. Oh yeah, right, brother. Which where are you? Are you on KuCoin or what are you trading this on? So MAN, and it's I know it's USDT, right? But I wanna know if there's are you on Binance or what are you in? It actually looks like it's only available in a few areas. So KuCoin, okay, all right. So and here's Tether, all right. So yeah, so and know that actually crypto can actually be acquired by several things. It can be acquired with USDC, USDT, the stable coins, right? Like the one that crashed for Luna. Don't rely on those things too much, okay, you guys. So all right, yeah, let's go ahead and pull up our moving averages. And actually now I'm officially gonna start ticker symbol MAN at let's see, 10:22 p.m. Let's see what it's got for us, man. Let's see what it's got. Okay, so moderators, take a look at the chat, please, and I will now continue the analysis for ticker symbol MAN. Okay, so we're going to load up our SMAs and very, very, very nice uplift here. And it looks like it's been doing it for days, and it's in respects, honestly, to Bitcoin. So the way we can do that is actually to pair it, right, with Bitcoin. Add the plus sign right here and search BTC. We can do spot price action, but I tend to look at BTC1 or futures, right? CME is usually a more I can trust it more, right? Because it opens up with equities, but we can do spot price action right now. We'll do it alongside Binance. It's okay. It can be anything. New price scale, and that adds it to your list here. So you can see that the upside on Bitcoin is still influencing the upside on ticker symbol MAN, but MAN may actually have some type of catalyst happening, right? So balance of trade. So this is actually a miss. No, so Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. So it's moving along good catalysts too. Very good stuff. Okay, so now let's find out where it can go. So according to the daily time frame, we're overextended, but historically speaking, we still have a little bit higher to go. I'd say about 86.42%. So there could still be on a daily iteration some more upside. So if that upside is to be limited for now, I would say about I would say about 724. So right around there. So if that's going to be your resistance, but this is discretionary first. Hold on. Let's go to the 30-minute and see what we have. Okay, so we're going to start off momentum with the immediate short-term time frame and see if we can face some type of reaccumulation period. We're going to use the 7 and 30 period exponentials as well. So the 50-day doesn't even look like it's being respected as much. It's actually between the 7 and the 10. Very curious. Very good stuff here. Okay, so let's move on and collect the puzzles before we make our final call. So the bi-hourly time frame is using that 14-day simple as a bounce zone. That could be a little bit of a support, but it looks like it may be trying to find resistance and find some type of a way down. If we did find a downside on the bi-hourly, very likely we can touch 50, like 558 or 559 actually to be exact, and about 530. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on with the 6 hour and see what that is. Looks like the bears are starting to lose a little bit on the higher term time frames, which is in respects to a continuation to the upside. Here's the 8 hour, now even less. So look at the 6 hour, a little bit of consolidation, but the 8 hour suggesting a little bit more of an upside. Let's see the 12 hours still suggesting that upside as well, and we already saw the daily still suggesting that upside. Let's go to the bi-daily and 3-day and see what we have. Okay, so we still have massive upside on that 3-day, bi-daily, sorry, and we could still reach 91.82%. This is significantly high still. 3-day still suggesting a huge pivot to the upside. And okay, so this is likely to move up for days, right? So now the weekly, wow, what? Okay, this is speaking macro reversal. Okay, so if I'm talking about, let's go to the daily, and if I'm talking about targets to the upside, man, this is bound to test its all-time high. And let's take a range of fib right here. Okay, so we're gonna take it from the overall range low to the range high, right down here. Okay, so I would like to actually run a back test in BTC to see the strength or the relevant strength for the coming days, but I expect BTC to continue to the upside, even though it's overextended. Even still, please remember that the 14th is going to be the CPI data release. Okay, so that's going to apply a significant amount of pressure to BTC if it's a miss. Okay, so that's going to be on the 14th. So if you're long this asset, I've never seen this asset before. First of all, right? So we haven't ever tested it in respects to CPI releases with the Fed. So historically speaking, we only have to about April 2021. So we've never seen what these and it's only a couple years, in respects to CPI releases of the Fed. So I don't know if this is capitulated on CPI misses or continue to the upside, or if it's tied to it. But those are things that would be incredibly encouraged to look at. So match the dates. If you're going to do your own DD on this is very discretionary. What I'm telling you, I'm going to give you some upsides that I really feel would blind you into and it'll pull you away from doing the actual homework for this. So the homework for this would essentially be for you to look at the CPI reads historically for the last 2 years and compare the price action upon the release of that CPI data versus what price action did. And that'll give you an idea as to what this can be. Look for the misses in CPI, meaning was it a bad read, right? If the Fed was expecting if the expectations were 2%, but we got 2.3, which is a miss. Did we capitulate hard and we recovered? Like what was that price movement is what I'm trying to get you to look at. Okay, but if we're talking about just technicals, in the next couple of weeks, maybe even a month, I definitely see this getting into definitely knocking out that zero. I mean, knocking it out clean, and we would get into potentially. Wow! Oh my goodness! Yeah, but highly likely we would touch that 12. The 12. My goodness, this is huge. Yeah, it would actually knock down a bunch of zeros again too. So 1 cent, I'm talking about 12.6 to about a top side of about 16.5. So that, and please remember that it's contingent upon Bitcoin continuing the upside too. Right now it's a little bit detached from Bitcoin because this is psychological. Okay, so just know that. And also, I'm not even sure if this is under the Bitcoin network, or if it's under Ethereum, or if it's under ADA or Ethereum, but they all kind of follow each other. So I would be very careful, but the upside targets are the reason why I said I don't want to blind you first, but the probabilities are sitting within 12 to 16, in my personal opinion. So this is an AI chat GPT sympathy play. Okay, so that would be your index. Bob, thank you so much for that. So that would be your in a sense your parent, right? So look at that, and then that'll give you the strength values as well. But this is still suggesting massive strength, which should kind of line up with the AI stuff too. Okay, even in traditional markets, AI is just ripping too. So this is in a broader perspective, it's still going up. All right, so that's gonna do it for ticker symbol MAN. Good stuff, man. John, please be careful with your stuff here. Okay, buddy? Officially ending at 10:30 p.m. Good deal. And chat, I'll encourage you here. Okay, so what are we rating this? D- would be your max loss, right? So a D plus would be break even. Your C plus, meaning there's high risk in play, but there's upside. Okay, so when the moon and the stars start to align, you have your B trades and your A trades. Okay, so from D minus to A plus, you can get this on KuCoin, Indra. So from D minus to A plus, what are we charting? What are we rating this? Let's go ahead and talk about this, chat. Let's see. So Mark Roach giving it a D minus. I'm not a crypto guy. Okay, so if you're not a crypto guy or a crypto person, right? So this is a respectable rating, because if you don't know the movement of crypto, then I would suggest for you to stay away, because crypto is highly volatile and it can move huge swings. It's not quite like traditional markets. They're more controlled. So Sebastian Lim giving me a C plus. Okay. Johnny Barnes. Okay, so Gate.io. Okay. All right. So yeah, there you go, Indra. Take a look at that in the chat for Johnny Barnes. He put over the brokers that can the exchanges that you can get man under, right? I'm sure that you can also get these with decentralized exchanges too, but those are really complicated, like Sushi Swap and all those. They're really difficult to work. So I'm getting a B minus from Indra. Okay, good stuff. Johnny Barnes saying it was blowing my mind charting, so I said let me go to the master. Thanks so much, man. So yeah, this has some stupid upside still, and it's just so cheap, which it just makes it a huge danger, right? So Ron Escobar, I'll go ahead and put that in the list. If we have time to get to it, we'll absolutely do that. Okay, my dude. So just know that I still have kind of a large list right here, but nonetheless, I will have you on the list, my friend. Okay, LCID. So guys, with the sentiment behind the rating of ticker symbol MAN, you guys know how I feel. You guys know how I feel about the valuations within this area here. The reason why I'm saying that there's an immediate danger is because at like 12 or even at 8, somebody's going to be made a millionaire, right? So the take profit would be substantial price action move. Okay, so meaning that if somebody reaches this 12 and then they just decide to take their long position that they spent $20 down here on, right? So when it was worth 2 zeros and 5, this is massive growth. You know what I mean? So they'll take profit and this thing can essentially capitulate. I'm not going to lie, it would allow some other longs to gain a better entry here for a continuation to the upside, because still the broader crypto market is still on an ascent nonetheless. Right, so I get it. It's just you got to be prepared to see your account minus 80%, then plus 300, right? So the crypto can do that. Crypto can absolutely. If you guys are just listening now and you don't know me too well, I talk about this often, but I shorted Luna with $40. I made $1,500 out of $40. Okay, so I felt bad, because of whatever else, and I know it's not funny. I know Luna actually, created a lot of psychological. I don't want to say it like that. It just got a lot of people sad, right? I'm just gonna say it like that. So all respects to everybody who held the man. That was just a terrible run. So Bob Mango, yeah, that's crypto. 5-10x up and then down is normal. Absolutely, you guys. So if you're not familiar with it, I would recommend to just study it, paper trade it, and understand the movement first, right? So it is on millions of watch list. Wow, very cool. So I'm gonna give you guys my my rating for this. Remember, it doesn't have to be mine. Just take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so MAN. I'm going to have to give this a C plus, because the upside is still there. And I'm noticing that AI is not only pumping in the crypto space, but it's also pumping in risk on assets, in the equities, traditional markets as well. So, and I'm also seeing the strength for a possible continuation leg up on Bitcoin, regardless of it being overextended. So if all of that is suggesting upside, then, you know, the crypto market may be suggesting the end of a bear cycle or the starting of a pivot. So we may have seen the bottom is what I'm saying. Okay, you guys. So that's going to do it for ticker symbol MAN. Very cool ticker, man. I've actually never even heard of this. So as I was actually trading some of the higher ones, like I was trading a Solana, you know, ETH and sometimes BTC, but they're just so hard to make money on because they're highly valued. But yeah, so we're gonna leave the long rating on this with a C plus, right? I just put it like that because I would like for everybody to be as safe as possible, okay? Because KuCoin would essentially give you whatever margin you want. So don't trade on margin either, okay? That's infinite losses, okay, you guys? So let's go ahead and now move on to the next ticker, okay, you guys? So we are going to look at ticker symbol VS. And I know that that's a ticker that's been requested a bunch of times. So what is going on with VS? Let's see. Let's see. All right, so we're going to officially start off the analysis on ticker symbol VS at 10:37 p.m. Let me note this because, guys, please remember when this chat is, when this live stream is done, I will be adding the timestamps. I will be adding the timestamps to the description of the video, okay, so that it can be a little easier for you guys to access right after, you know, in the next day or the middle of the night, whatever you guys want to do. Okay, so let's officially start 10:37 p.m. Ticker symbol VS. Battle, you in here? Stick V, what is up, my dude? So yeah, let's go ahead and look at this ticker symbol VS. If you're not, it's all good, man. I will send you the timestamp later. So versus systems. Let's see what it's got. Oh yeah, cheers to you, my dude. Okay, so like always, guys, let's do the daily chart on a logarithmic chart, that is. And let's start to see the price action on this. So it's already been trading for a long time. So this is now, I'm compelled to open up the 3-day now. Okay, so in a 3-day iteration, I'm already seeing why. Okay, so hold on. So we've been trading since about 2001. Very curious upside how would this make such a huge upside when we were in a bubble that we actually bursted? We should have capitulated here. This is telling me that it's probably moving on its own, like on its own set of rules. So very interesting for this ticker. Okay, so the price action now it looks like it's actually following the typical price action from other things. Sean, guys, Johnny Barnes, thank you so much for that. By the way, Sean O, I actually didn't see you either, my dude. So Sean O saying with a very kind donation, saying we are all going to get unstuck with AMC. Good stuff. I'm going to crash, but wanted to say hello. I'm a big fan of Ripple. Oh, nice. So we need to chart XRP. I know, man. I know. I'm a fan of XRP too. I'm a long fan, actually. So thank you for that, Sean. And Johnny Barnes, thank you so kindly for that, my friend. So with that donation, you say, great job as always, brother. Keep up the good work and honest TA. AI 3.0 is due in December. Just a heads up. My goodness, man. That paired with a potential bull cycle, which could be at the end of this year, maybe. I'm talking about a temporary one because inflation could start all over again by 2024. But that would be interesting. It would be a huge pump to the upside, right? So Johnny, thank you so kindly for that. So what I'm saying here, guys, is that I'm starting to see the potential of, again, just like always, a broadening descending wedge, and let's go ahead and draw that in so that we can see if we can gain a deeper edge for this. Okay, so I think I can see it from right here, actually. Okay, so. And the touch points are pretty accurate too, but let me touch that one down there and see. Okay, I see it. Yeah, it's totally this one here. Okay, and now the other one could be located right at about this section here. So after this ticker, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at SIDU. Okay, so that's another one that's been requested over and over on Twitter and on Discord. Okay, so CITIS Systems, I think, CITIS Space, maybe. Yes, this is essentially what I am looking at right here. Okay, so very, very interesting price action happening within this, which actually makes me curious about the 5-day now. Okay, so lots of red within this ticker, right? Very interesting. Okay, so it looks like it is trading the 5-day. And let's just make sure that all of our touches are actually now aligned to the in respects to the 5-day chart. Recent breakout. Okay. So if we're facing that breakout, what could that mean for us? Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, so if you're curious as to what I was looking for here, it was actually this contact point aligned with this one, aligned with the inside of this one as well, and also the support touch with this candle here along the, so I'm looking at the downside and the upside. If you're curious as to how I make my lines. Particular to the downside, I was very curious of, I can just make a quick little adjustment here. I was very curious over this right over here. Okay, so meaning that I want this, these two supports to touch and also connect to this support and this support. Okay, and obviously the first one. So it looks like it's connected pretty nicely. Right. So, David, yes, I got you. Let's go ahead and cover DBGI right after SIDU. Okay, my dude. But I feel like I almost should give you your money back, man. All right. So DBGI, I will not forget you, my dude. Okay. So, guys, this is a broadening descending wedge on the 5-day, which we can give it a lot of weight. Okay. So, test number 1 of the resistance to, I want to say 3. Right. 4, we have a 5th test and we failed it. Okay, so very rare breakout on a 6th test. I've actually never seen a 6th test. CEOS itself had a lot of tests as well, but this one was actually in respects to maybe 5, so yeah, so it broke out on the 5th test. So in respects to VS, this is a very rare breakout. Okay, so let's load up our moving averages, move along, and just make this the analysis just to kind of finish up with this. Okay, so naturally, we always have to say the playbook rules here. Okay, the playbook rules state that the take profit for this formation would be located at about $60, right? So, actually higher, $66.20 to be exact. But I'm not saying we're going there. I'm just saying that's how you trade this. Okay, so let's load up momentum and see what it's got to say for us. Because if this is suggesting a massive upside, guys, let's look into this, because we could all make some serious gains here. Not financial advice. All right, so 30-minute time frame suggesting an immediate downside, but it's very, very limited. Okay, so, and the reason why I'm saying is limited is probably in respects to the SMA 200 and the SMA 10 cross. Okay, so very likely we can touch $1.15 for an accumulation bounce. Let's continue. What's the buy hourly saying? Buy hourly is already losing some of that bear pressure. Okay, so very curious that we can see that. Okay, now let's move on to the 6 hour. Let's see. Okay, so 6 hour is in correlation with the buy hourly. Buy hourly losing that bear pressure. 6 hours suggesting a continuation to the upside. Please, but yes, it is very similar to the COSM setup as well. And trust me when I say so is CEOS, so is GTII, so is a lot of tickers. So are a lot of tickers. Very important bullish cross right here over the 14-day simple. Okay, you guys, we are in the grips of the bull weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside. Very nice. What's the 12-hour saying? Okay, very cool, very cool. 12-hour is in the junction between bull weakness and bull strength. When we're here, we're in the gravitational zone. So this is likely to push us up. Okay, you guys, so this is still suggesting upside. Let's go to the daily. The daily looks like it could reaccumulate, but if it does reaccumulate down here, it would be in respects to a possible upside before a retracement. Hold on. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this can actually retrace one more time very temporarily, because we have the gravitational zone and the 14-day as support and a continuation to the upside, just like it has been doing. Okay, you can see that it's just following that the zigzag, the up and down, right? So let's continue on to the buy daily and see what it has here, okay? So the buy daily is suggesting a little bit of consolidation. We're getting a hint from that 14-day simple for the upside continuation, so it's still very nice. Okay, 3-day is suggesting the downside. Okay, so, and now the 5-day probably would too. Wow. All right, so if I can tell you, if I can give you any type of idea as to what's happening here, it would actually be more in respects to a shorter time frame. So meaning that this could be looking at an upside of potentially the 200-day simple moving average resistance at about $5.01, which is huge, right? So what was the 12-hour? Let's see, 12-hour 124, 96 cents on the daily. So it moved up to 124 during the after hours trading. There's nothing here. Okay, there's literally nothing here. This gap, let's see historically. Oh, okay. There's still. I'll give you a resistance range right here. I thought this was in the clear, but if we're gonna, oh my goodness, we need Heikin-Ashi candles. I rarely do this. I just need to see what's going on with the price action. I can't tell. Too many little birth of candles without being able to tell what is what. Okay, so the obvious immediate resistance would be located right here at about $1.33. Hold on. What is $1.33 in relation to our channel on the 5-day? We actually said this on the 3-day, sorry. 133, let's see. Okay, 133. Okay, so the upside that I'm looking for here, this is very dangerous, okay, you guys? This is looking a little sketchy, and maybe prepping an enormous bull trap, okay? And I can't really call that, but it's in respects to the higher term time frame. It's trying to gather liquidity, is what I'm essentially looking at. Okay, so my short-term time frame upside for you, and I honestly would try to liquidate after a short-term upside. Okay, so we're gonna reaccumulate to about $1.15 tomorrow potentially, and then the following days, I'm talking maybe 1 to 2 days max, 1.5 days maybe, we can see a top side of, let's see, about, like I said, 133 to about 176, and let's validate that range. Okay, so let's get a fib here and see it from the 12-hour iteration. Okay, so actually let's do it. Let me see. Hold on. Let's do it from the range high to the range low of the daily. Okay, so from the top of this candle to the low of this candle right over here. Okay, so let's see. So the 133 range, don't take that too seriously just yet, okay? Because I think we can go beyond that. That's the knot 786, just under that. The targets that I would like to see actually would be in respects to the 1.272 at 176. I'm going to draw this range here, okay? So 166 to about 187, 1.618. And this is essentially what I would be looking for before a retracement, okay? If this can get a little higher, then let's refer back to the buy daily or the 3-day. Okay, so in this case, yeah, my absolute highest target here, and it could be a couple days, would be the 2.272 to the 2.618, 228 to 249. Okay, so this asset makes me feel weird though. So just know that there is a short accumulation phase tomorrow at $1.15 before a pump to the upside, but it makes me feel really, really, really weird. Okay, so and apparently there's, I think, some good news to this. Bob, you're saying VS after hours is 129. Okay, so I'm wondering if it varies by broker, because I'm showing 124. Actually, I can take a look at. Let me see. Let me pull up my phone and take a look at what the close is on maybe TradeStation. Actually, let me see on Webull real quick. Ticker symbol VS. VS after hours on Webull is 128. So, man, I hated I hate all this like arbitrage, you know, like there's always room to like make some weird gains in weird ways, right? So it was said back in the day that the best traders know how to find arbitrage opportunities. I'm talking about when fundamentals were the best thing to look at. Probably the 90s, right? So it's always been. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. So I want to actually search in TradeStation now to see if we're getting a huge inconsistency as well. So this is ticker symbol VS, and that's versus versus systems. Yeah, 129 on TradeStation, and 128 on Webull, and 124 on TradingView. Whew, man, that's a violent price action. So Stickfish is saying the offering ended tonight after hours and caused a pump. Wow. I see. So, yeah, 129 is what you're seeing, Sebastian. Cool. So, guys, now that you know what's going on with this ticker, accumulation phase at about 115 before a pump to the upside. That makes me feel weird. Remember, between 166 to 187, potential highest target, a little less likely, but possible, probable. Right, 228 to 249. What are we rating this? Mark Roach giving me D minus. Yeah, just so you guys are familiar, the float is just under 63 mil, and the cap is a very tiny 4 million. Indra giving me a C minus. Sebastian Lim giving me a D. So you can see already how the sentiment behind all of us is kind of, you know, it's a little weird. It's ticker symbol weird, right? So Stick Vicious, my dude, thank you so much, my bro. I really appreciate that. You really didn't have to. Thank you infinitely. Oh my goodness, guys. So I'm gonna, for the long positions, whoever is long this and has the potential to liquidate position or remove risk, I would highly consider 166 to 187, and it could potentially happen. Maybe not tomorrow, but it could also happen the following day. And I'm only saying this because of the momentum being so like everywhere. Right, but it's still suggesting upside. Okay, so in my personal take, I wouldn't personally trade this myself, but a long rating here, I think it's appropriate to give this a C minus because of the risk and because the potential to still make a bit of gain on it. So I would give this an honest C minus on this, and that would usually mean that C minus trades still have profit, but you trade a smaller portfolio. So very cool. So let me go ahead and officially end the analysis here for ticker symbol VS, right? VS at 10:54 p.m. And now let's see. We gave this a long rating. Yeah, okay. So let me go ahead and make sure I put that long rating there for the timestamps later, right? So all good in the hood. Okay, so we'll put C minus. Okay, chilling. Okay, good stuff. All right, so now for my girl Claire, let's go ahead and look at ticker symbol SIDU. Okay, so I know there's a bunch of people talking about this, like I said, and after, remember guys, after this ticker, we're gonna be looking at ticker symbol DBGI. And let's see, T-Wood, Arca, and Peeps need to catch up on sleep. Been up, going many hours, work. Oh my God, dude, please be safe, be well. T-Wood, love you, buddy. And I'll catch you mañana. Okay, my dude. So yeah, I was saying that a lot of people have been asking me about this on Twitter as well. So I'm curious on the price action, but there is some interesting, like, massive gap here, right? So I'm officially starting SIDU at 10:55 before I forget, right? So silly me. Okay. So there is a huge gap here, okay? And it fell. I found some news on this. I'm not sure what they were talking about, but I found some news that it was something about a canceling of a buyback, and or an acquisition of some sort. It got canceled. It's not going to happen anymore, right? So this is, I assume. Yeah, Stick Vicious, please. My battle. Be safe. Be well. Have a very good night, and we'll chat soon. But I think that was a reason why this thing capitulated 57% to the downside. And historically speaking, I'm not seeing anything before that. So this is actually now the reason, Claire, if you're listening, the reason why I wanted to have you watch this, like the live, is because this is a very unique situation here. So when we have a massive gap like this and there's no historical price, that is essentially called price discovery. So when you're looking at price discovery, that usually presents the covering of the gap with kind of like a slide. So you would just you would really ease into the next target, and the obvious resistance here would honestly be that last candle when it was printed before we capitulated from 87.29, right about there. So the fact that the price movement on SIDU, the fact that it's moving so fast like this is very well in respects to not having any historical value back here. So now the way that we can kind of, I don't want to say just guess, but the way that we can put a price objective on this is by taking a Fibonacci ratio. It's called Fibonacci retracement in TradingView. So we can take it from the wick high of yesterday, meaning the range high, right? This would be our range here, to the range low. Okay, so in this case, we're just gonna, I put it on the side like this because I really hate putting it over the price action. It creates like a mess, right? So let's go ahead and take the fib like this, right? And we'll connect it to the swing low. So this is what's called swing high to the swing low. Okay, so very, very curious target. The fact that we're landing right between the 2.272 and the 2.618. So if you guys are unfamiliar, what the 618 ratio is just our golden mean. This the 618 is something that's universal. People use this for natural sciences. They use the 618 for art forms. It's used in trading. It's used all over the place, right? So I'm sure you've seen it. It's like that little. It's like a Osiris of sorts, right? So, or you know, it's like a Cinnabon. All right. So the target being. The target being between the 2.272 and the 2.618. That's great. That's awesome. So that it's likely to hit that. But how can we validate the upside? So validating the upside would essentially be using momentum. So we can use the RSI for this, relative strength index. So let's start off just like we always do on the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute, right? So the 30-minute is suggesting a short-term downside, and then we can use it as a support before a continuation to the upside. 30-minute time frames I consider to be very immediate and they'll live out pretty fast. So this downside would essentially take us to, let me open up the SMAs. SMAs meaning simple moving average. So now the limited downside here could be in respects to either the SMA 10 or the EMA 7, which could be down here. So let's load up the EMAs. EMA would be exponential. It's actually just a little bit higher. Okay, so exponential movement meaning that it follows price action a little closer than the simple moving average, following more of a general or relative time frame following of the price action. So let's move on to the buy hourly and see what we have there. Okay, so it looks like it's a very temporary loading zone because the buy hourly RSI is still suggesting a little bit of an upside. It's a little flat, right? It's not as aggressive as this upside, but we can give this respect because it's within the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. So this is the bear weakness overall. Your gravitational zone would be 2% down and 2% up any of these zones. Okay, so when we're in this zone and we're in that gravitational zone, we can actually face a pull to the upside. And we're getting the hint from the 14-day simple moving average, which is standard to any RSI setup. So The 6-hour time frame is in the grips of the bull strength percentile. It's not in any gravitational zone, but we're getting a hint from the 14-day. Okay, so the 14-day simple moving average is suggesting some upside. The 8-hour still suggesting a little bit of upside, but it's both of the 8-hour and 12-hour are in danger here. Okay, so the reason why it's in danger is because it's in the gravitational zone, suggesting a downside, but temporary. Temporary, why? Well, because we have that SMA 14 right below us, and also the gravitational zone from the prior zone. So both of these elements could work as a support before a continuation to the upside. The daily is still suggesting an upside, and it looks to be limited, and it looks to be in respects to this EMA 7, the exponential at about 61 cents. So overall, I see an upside on this, you know, so you're not wrong. You're not wrong by what you're talking about, right? But I'm not sure that this has the potential to cover the entire gap. Okay, so the only reason you see a candle here is because we're on Heikin-Ashi, or we're on the buy daily, sorry. So I don't think that it has the potential to cover the entire gap. It may face resistance at the EMA 7, like I said, which just so happens to be at the 1.618. So this would be my first area of resistance. Okay, so this could just be the test. Even if we're not actually trading this, we can actually just test it to see if the golden mean of the 618, the 1.618, right, meets the EMA 7 on the buy daily chart to see if it actually meets that. Okay, so if we're looking at the daily chart, the EMA 7 comes down, but the SMA 10 is in a similar position to where the EMA 7 is on a buy daily. So that actually that correlation kind of gives me a little bit more of a bias towards resistance here before coming back down and testing our current highs at about 52. In that event, we would then start to validate the not 618 at 50.24, right, as a form of support before a continuation to the upside, and maybe then we can cover that gap. But further validations are needed for that, right? So Claire, I'm always happy to help you, and please continue messaging, continue asking your questions, because it is important for us to develop our discretionary side first before we can develop our mathematical side. This is why I encourage some of my new traders to look at some of the fundamental metrics first, because that builds discretion. So understand your fundamental metrics to a certain extent, and then pair that with price action, with knowing some candle analysis, right, and some formations. Like your triangles, your head and shoulders, and all those, that builds discretion. So as soon as you finish building that discretion between a little bit of fundamental and a little bit of price action, then adding the mathematical models and probabilities to this would just increase your odds drastically. And you're already such a sharp girl. So I encourage for you to continue. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish off the analysis here at 11:04. PM. And let's not rate this, you guys, because there is kind of a danger here. Okay, the danger is the fact that we have no historical value. Okay, although the gamble would literally be just to cover this, right? But that's not always the case. Okay, because sometimes in that expectation, short sellers can open up position at the next relevant geometrical target and then just capitulate this thing to a further 52-week low when we're already at that 37. Okay, you guys, so thank you, Mark. Yeah, let's go ahead and not rate this one. And yeah, so very good stuff. This was an excellent ticker for us to take a look at together, so that we can all learn, you know, the possibilities within things that don't have historical price value. Good stuff. Very good stuff. All right, so now let's move on to ticker symbol DBGI. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know, David, that I was not forgetting. Okay, my dude, thank you so much. You're so kind. Okay, so let's look at DBGI, because I know that's another ticker that a lot of people have been requesting over and over. So let's look at it and see what the potentials are. I'm so excited. All right, so sorry for the mess here, by the way. Right, so it gets messier and messier as I continue talking about these tickers. Very curious that our targets are absolutely meeting, right? Oh my goodness, my goodness. So also we're looking at it on the 30 minute. That's not exactly the healthiest thing to do, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So, oh man, this one, Sebastian Lem, this one reminds me of Wolf. Okay, this ticker reminds me of Wolf, and the reason why I'm saying this is because Wolf also had a broadening descending wedge within a larger broadening descending wedge. So this is very, very similar, and this is a primary example of one that could. Oh, actually, it's still in progress. So let's just go ahead and adjust our lines here, and actually, this line would now be adjusted to this here. So. Very curious price action here. And it looks like it's already making, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we stayed on top. Okay, 4 and then 5. So we're making the breakout on 5. Okay, good, good, good. So good, my goodness. The first thing we got to know is that we need to time this. Okay, so 11:06 p.m. is when we're starting officially. Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. All right, so broadening descending wedge test number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this was an entire 4. We stayed. So test number 5 is the reason why we are making this upside. Now we actually saw the downside coming in. Based on this triangle. Usually when we form this right angle triangle on a downside, that's usually considered to be a little bearish, and the price objective was absolutely met. Right? So the upside, the breakout that we're looking at now is a healthy breakout. Okay, and it looks like we did. Let me just zoom in a little more. Right? So it looks like we did break out massive 1.618 touch at 349. But then we retraced all the way back here to our current zone that we were looking at, right? So, and also the price objective of the triangle. So we retraced all the way back to share the confluence between the newly converted resistance of the broadening descending wedge into a support alongside the price objective of the triangle. This triangle is the only formation that I respect. Why am I respecting it, you guys? Well, the reason why I respect this formation is because it's the only formation in trading that is both psychologically backed and mathematically backed. Okay, nothing else has a mathematical property. All right, so we actually did face this very, very nice touch and confirmation or validation of that newly converted resistance into support before a continuation to the upside. If you know your candle analysis, you know that I don't like to see hammer candles printing, after an upside. So this hammer candle could be known as a shooting star, and it's resisting from a geometric level from which we already had seen. Okay, so what could be happening now? Well, let's load up RSI and see what we have. Okay, so very, very discretionary manner here. The daily is still suggesting upside, nice, but let's start it off like we always do in the immediate short-term time frame. There could be a loading zone here, okay? So loading because this is suggesting a very limited downside. Why limited, okay? The reason why we're saying limited is because you have to keep in mind the pivots from capitulation points, like from this point to this point. Look at the degree of the downside on the RSI signal versus the degree of the downside here on the current iteration. It doesn't look to be so strong, right? So this is important to kind of keep in mind. Let's move on. So let's keep on collecting our data here, okay? So bi-hourly suggesting a limited downside, absolutely in correlation with the 30-minute immediate short term, right? So 6 hour, let's see, 6 hour, okay, where does it break though? Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so very, very limited downside. Let's see, potentially to early session. I'm talking about just before the mid session, traditional trading hours, that is. So just before the mid session, this thing could face retracement and continue on to the upside. Okay, so if we're looking at a loading zone, very likely at the inverse 3.618 at 306 from 316. Okay, so very likely we can touch that 316 and then make an upside continuation, because it looks like we're in the process of breaking market structure. Okay, so we did have a bunch of lower lows, right? So in this case, it looks like we're about to try to make that break. I'm sorry, higher lows, right? So it looks like we're about to try and make that break of market structure. Okay, so if we're looking at an upside target after we load at about 306, which I'll just make a trend line here for us, right? We can absolutely see a touch to the 1.618 at 349. Let's validate that range though. So let's take it from the swing high to the swing low of the range. Okay, so let's see. We said about $3.49. That's getting really close to the 1.272 at 358. Okay, so if we can actually make it a smaller range now, let's go ahead and take it from the 4-hour iteration now. Okay, so let's see the correlation between the 1.272 again with the 1.618. Very curious. Okay, so that gives me a range for I'd say 2 days, 3 days maybe. I mean, if FOMO applies into this, then it can certainly meet. I'm looking at 347 to about 356 over the span of maybe 1 or 2 days. So it's very attractive actually. So and let's see what the market cap is on this. So you're looking at a very tiny market cap, so high risk, right? And so that's 6.6 million on the market cap, and your float is a million. So high risk. Okay, so but still, I'm definitely looking at an immediate short-term 306 bounce to about this range here. Like I said, maybe even in 1 day. Right, but expect it to also lead into the next day. Be very careful when holding micro floats, micro caps like this. Okay, so very dangerous stuff. But still, the 4-hour suggesting upside, the 6-hour upside. Let's go to the 12. 12 is still suggesting upside, buy daily upside. Yeah, and then very important cross here. On the buy daily, okay, the signal is now crossing the 14-day simple, and it's in the junction between the bear strength percentile and the bear weakness percentile, which is gravitational zone. It'll pull us right back up. So within the next day, we can definitely see this target here. If we can continue on that path, then a week from now, I can honestly, this would be a little hard for me to just call, but 2.272 to the 3.618, 373 to 382 is not bad. Okay, Corey Smith saying, love the TA. I just followed you from your last video. Corey, I couldn't be more thankful to you, my friend. That means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the family here as well. I hope to keep providing valid information for you and the rest of the community. Thank you. So that's it, guys. That's what I'm looking at for this. So definitely expect a loading zone right back at the 306. It's looking bullish. All the time frames are suggesting upside. I'm actually very curious. I'm actually very curious over what momentum versus volatility is saying. But just know for a fact, guys, that this is a very likely set of targets, but more so this one. Okay, so if you want to scalp, if you want to day trade or momentum style this, you would likely take profits from here. And if you're looking at if you want to see the measurement of that, if we were to go all the way to the 3.618, that's a clean 16% trade. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's lucrative enough to look at it. So chat, let's go. Corey Smith, keep doing your thing. I'm here. Yeah, my dude. Thank you. Justin Yu, I definitely have it in the schedule. So go ahead and stick around. We're going to go ahead and take a look at TRKA after DBMM. Okay, you guys. So I owe DBMM first. I'm sorry. Yes. So DBMM, TRKA, and I'm going to try to get to Amazon. Okay, so chat, let's go ahead and dive in. What are we rating this for the longs? So remember, I'm talking about a micro float, reaccumulation to 306, take profit 16% up. The possibility of taking profit all the way up here is also, it's viable, right? I have enough tangible information to in a discretionary manner to see this upside, and honestly it could very well happen in a few days. 25% up. So it's still there too, Justin. Still have that ticker in there. My goodness. We'll get to it as soon as we can, my dude. So, yeah, you guys. So I'm already getting so Mark Roach giving this rating a B. That's not bad. That's not bad. So, again, remember, guys, I'm not the biggest fan of it's just this is really expensive for the for the available float and the market cap that it's reported, right? So it's kind of pricey. So because of that and also because it's high risk. In my personal opinion, I would actually have to give this a long rating of C+. But if it did meet the criteria, this would easily be a B or B plus trade. No issues there. But in my personal trading experience, I give this a C+. And we're going to go ahead and now officially end the analysis for ticker symbol DBGI. Where in the world did I even start this? I don't even remember, but we can put the ending of this, or 1116 ending, right? And this was a long rating of C+. I'm going to add these to the timestamps later on, you guys. So please make sure to stick around. You'll likely see them there. Okay, so right. So now 11:06 p.m. is when we started. So 11:16 p.m. finishing. Good deal. I see it now. Mark, thank you, my dude. I actually saw that I wrote it twice. Sometimes looking at 3 screens can be a little difficult, right? So bear with the boy. All right. So a long rating, a C+. Good deal. I like it, you guys. Awesome. We have opportunities everywhere. We can absolutely see some gainers here. So I want to touch on the ODE ticker from yesterday. ODE, as in I owe you, right? So Chris, this is going to be for you, my dude, and it's going to be ticker symbol DBMM. I'm not familiar with that ticker, and have we looked at it before? I'm not even sure. And it looks like we have. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this one up and see what we got. Okay, so we're officially starting ticker symbol DBMM at 11:17 p.m. Good deal. All right, so let's see. So we were expecting a downside here. Very cool. All right. And our target is almost there. And we still have some limited downside on the daily. The reason why I'm saying this is because we're overextended, if I remember correctly. Okay, yes, absolutely. The price action has been pretty substantial. This is great moves, right? So this is absolutely awesome. I see the interest. I see why the interest in this. We're a current support right now between the SMA 50 and the SMA 10. Very important. Also bouncing off of the 2.272. My guess would have been better at the 2.618, and it looks like it may actually reach it. But let's validate, okay? Because this, some of these tickers can just fake out or create a bear trap, and then literally just get people to lose their minds, right? So let's see. So limited downside on the 30-minute. It's already showing a little bit of a pivot here. It's not in danger to continue falling, although the buy hourly is suggesting that downside. Okay, so this now is starting to give me that 0160 target to about 0154 relevance. This is giving it a lot of relevance. So let's go to the 6 hour and continue building. This is going to be a very easy ticker. Nosedive on the 6 hour. Very much giving this credibility here. Okay. AMC to the moon. All right, so now 12. The 12 hour is suggesting a little bit of a limited downside here, okay? But there is no reason why we can't actually fail the 14 and then continue on to the upside, okay? So we'll always watch your position here. And also, let me just make this a little bit brighter. I hated that that's still that old thing. Okay, so now let's move on to the daily and see if we still have that. The daily we already saw. So buy daily suggesting downside, the 3-day and the 5-day. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on with this ticker, but the bounce area may be very temporary. Okay, so if we're looking at, let me actually be abundantly clear about this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these old fibs. They work fine. I'm not saying that they're not usable. I'm just saying that I want to give you a more precise target. Okay, so we'll take from the swing low to the swing high of the day, since we're looking at downside right here. Okay, so please notice that the same range that I have here is located right at the 1.618, and the top side is located at the 1.272. That's why I'm saying they're not invalid. It's just that I want to be tighter with the targets that I'm going to give you. Okay, so if we bounce from the 1.618, which is very likely, we're likely to come back and test our current lows, which is going to be at about, I would say, actually, it would be a range of between 0180 to the 0618, 0196 best case. Okay, so that's if like sentiment doesn't come in here and just change it up with FOMO, right? So I'm expecting a bounce from here to potentially the best case scenario, 0196. If you're in profit in this, I would consider maybe liquidating position soonish, okay? Because the metrics here are suggesting downside, and the only upside I see is literally in respects to that bounce from the 1.618, and that's the only upside I would see before a continuation to the downside. Another hint that you can take into consideration is that it looks like we're starting to build a series of higher lows. Okay, so this price structure is suggesting a continuation to the downside, which could essentially end up as a channel or something, and then it could face a pullback. I'm talking about a pullback to the upside in short bias terms, right? So, yeah, I would be very careful with this one. Okay, so this is suggesting downside. DBMM, please watch out. Okay, so I'm going to officially end this ticker now, and we're not going to rate it. So 11:22 p.m. and that's going to be no rating. Please remember, I'm going to have the timestamps listed later. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and take a look at TRKA. Let's see, is that how it was going? Yeah. So let's look at ticker symbol TRKA. Man, a lot of people talking about that ticker. Very good stuff. Let's see. So do I have it actually listed here on a, yeah, I do. Good deal. So let me just go ahead and, all right, so moderators, I'm officially starting TRKA at 11:23 p.m. and let's go ahead and move along. Okay, so wow. Oh, so from the last, okay, so all right. So it surpassed our target. Very good. Okay, and this was it was a C plus B minus trade, so we absolutely did meet that upside. Very nice. I don't remember the last time we looked at this, but I assume that it was somewhere in here. Okay, so very interesting that we're passing the geometrical target and closed right below it, so it is respecting market geometry. Good to know. And the pullback, according to the daily, looks to be temporary before a continuation to the upside. Where could that temporary pullback be, though? Very likely we can actually see a touch of either the 1.618 at 2405 or the 1.272 at about 2233. If you guys are long this, there could still be a continuation to the upside even still. Okay, so let's validate that upside. Let's go to the 30-minute immediate short term. Very important cross here. We're moving above the 14-day simple, which is very good. Okay, let's go to the bi-hourly now. Bi-hourly suggesting a continuation to the upside as well. It looks to be a little limited, but that's I wouldn't count on this being limited because it's in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. So this means that we can likely get pulled right into the overbought percentile. Okay, so also an upside pivot. I don't like these tiny pivots though, remember. And we're outside of the danger zone here. So that gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile is actually just below the current position of the RSI signal. So good stuff there too. All right. So 12-hour time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside. So whatever we're looking at as far as consolidation or some limited upside or whatever is immediately invalidated, by that daily time frame or 12-hour time frame. Sorry. So 12 hours still suggesting upside, but the daily, let's see, the daily looks to be It's not reflecting, the daily RSI is not reflecting the after hours activity. Okay, so if we're going to face a downside on the daily, then I would honestly look no further than our current lows of about 23.54 to about 24.01, and the continuation to the upside would be pretty continuous. Actually, look at the buy daily with so much strength. The 5-day and the 3-day. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So TRKA very likely to continue for another week maybe. Before, we may just face a little accumulation zone back here. And this rating, guys, is absolutely viable. We're gonna leave this at a C plus B minus rating on this. But yeah, best case scenario, we can reload at about 23.48 for long positions reaccumulation before a continuation to the upside. Very, very likely over the next few days we can touch between 33.97 and 32.25. So that would from the current loading zone of the 1.618. That would be an additional 41%, massive upside still. Even from our current position, it's still 36% away. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, TRKA very much looking good. I'm gonna maintain this. Remember, I'm buy rating this because the C plus is because it's a tiny valuation, low, tiny micro float, right? Micro cap. I'm not the most comfortable with assets like this because it's 25 cents. I mean, dump 20 grand into this and this'll launch, right? Not financial advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, don't manipulate markets in behalf of an influencer. Okay, don't do that. But this is still, the natural growth is present, and this is still continuing to the upside. If we're looking at about a week or even a week and a half, this is very likely to touch even 37 cents. But yeah, my targets, my specific target, the one I'm eyeballing the most would actually be this 3.272 to the 3.618, 32.28 to about 34 cents. Very good deal. Very, very good deal. So let's go ahead and officially end the analysis at 11:27 p.m. for ticker symbol TRKA. And this is the long rating that we're maintaining at that C plus B minus. Okay, so this still has room to go up, and I'm very much attracted to it. Okay, you guys. So let's see. Oh, guys, I'll go ahead and add those tickers to the list. I may not actually have time to cover them today, but I can definitely put them on. Okay, I usually come back to them on the following streams, right? So you guys are talking about FAZE and GALT. No problem, guys. No problem. So let me go ahead and just put it on there. And then maybe if we don't have time, then we can always come back and check in on those, right? So GALT and then also Phase by X-Ray Dub. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see, X-Ray Dub. That's going to be ticker symbol Phase. Actually, somebody asked me about Phase recently. So I'm really curious about that. Okay, so QBTS is the next ticker. You guys, let's go ahead and now look at ticker symbol QBTS for Nick. Nick, you still there? Hope you're still there, my dude. This has been kind of a long stream regarding so many tickers, right, you guys? But if you are curious regarding AMC, I actually did talk about it earlier, and I'm not sure the time, but I'll go ahead and include it in the timestamps later on, right, you guys? So QBTS, let's go ahead and officially start this at 11:29 p.m. for Nick. What is up, my dude? So let's go ahead and search. Okay, 20 Chuck, thumbs up. Of course, my dude. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it. Let's see. I haven't actually looked at this ticker. I'm sure of it. So QBTS, is that okay? D-Wave Quantum. Okay. All right. Already we can see that same damn formation like always, right? So let me actually pull it up on the 8-hour to see if we can kind of solidify that, because it looks like it's prepping for a pretty important upside. Okay, so this is in respects to, of course, just like so many tickers, a broadening descending wedge. I love it. Okay, very touchy supports here. There they are. Okay, so these touch points alongside this touch point, if you're curious, this touch point with this touch point. Okay, green candles here and all of the supports right over here. Okay, so broadening descending wedge on the 8 hour. It looks, let's see, 1, 2, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the second ticker today with a very rare 6th breakout. This is the second one, and I've never seen them in my life until today. Interesting, very interesting. It could be the start of a new trend. You never know, okay? But the thing here is that it's faking out. And I remember whatever ticker we were looking at before that had a 6th breakout, which I don't remember. I think it was VS. Yeah, it is VS. VS is actually, I was saying that this thing could be preparing a massive bull trap. Okay, guys, if you're listening to this, Nick, not a problem, my dude. If you're listening to this, if I'm starting to notice a correlation here just based on 2 tickers, which is now, I'm compelled to backtest this. So the number 6 test is appearing not to be a true breakout test like test number 5 and 4 would be. Okay, so if this is actually reclaiming the inside of the channel, that means that we would actually have to come back and validate this newly converted support into now a resistance before a continuation. Okay, so this could be, the 6th test could actually represent a bearish descending broadening wedge, which is usually a bullish formation and a trend reversal formation at that. Okay, so let's validate. Let's go ahead and pull up our SMAs just like we always do, right? And see, we can already see the support from the SMA 10 we actually faced today. Okay, so let's load up momentum as well and see what we have for the coming sessions. So there we go. So let's start off with the immediate short term. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that 30-minute, suggesting an immediate downside right now, located right at that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation. Okay, this is going to likely pull us. So let's go to the bi-hourly. Bi-hourly, it could face a pullback here. It's in the gravitational zone. And I mean a retracement, so meaning that we'll retrace to the upside. But if that upside happens, we can already see that there's limited upside. Bi-hourly happens pretty fast. Okay, so if we're actually if we're diving into the bear weakness percentile and then going into bull weakness and now coming back down here, this could suggest consolidation. And also, this is the hint from the 14-day. The 14-day simple suggesting just no bias, right? And right in between the bull strength and the bull weakness. Okay, so let's keep on cataloging our ideas here. So the 6 hour is, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in very carefully here because this is a little bit of trickery. Please notice that we're making a bearish cross. Okay, this bearish cross is happening, and it looks like we can continue to the downside even still. Okay, so the good thing is that we're well within that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. But if that 14-day simple moving average continues to move above us, then we have 2 forms of resistance from the 14-day simple and also from the bull weakness percentile gravitational zone. That could lead us in a continuation to the downside, okay? The 12-hour still suggesting some downside. It looks to be exhausting, though. So this could face an immediate support. No, I'm sorry. This could face a short-term support. Okay, so let's go. Okay, very short-term, yes. In respects to the 12-hour, the short-term support I'm talking about would likely be at about $1.22 as the most obvious target in respects to the opening of this candle here and also the closing of this one and all of the candles to the left of it in respects, right? So let's move on to the bi-daily. Bi-daily suggesting some upside, okay. And the 3-day suggesting upside as well as the 5-day, okay? So, but not substantial upside, okay? So this likely means that we can face a type of bounce from that 122 zone. Let me see. Yeah, I'd say about 122. But please keep in mind that let's go ahead and go to the 8-hour chart actually and take a look at that broadening descending wedge one more time. And please know that there are several areas here. I'm going to give you a range now with a fib. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the range to the range low to the range high, wick low to wick high. Let's see. The one spot 272. Yeah, that was literally what I was going to tell you. Okay, so we can have the one spot 272 at 114. To that relevance that I was talking about at 123, right? So that would be the area of loading, but this loading would essentially not moonshot. This would be the bounce area that I'm looking for before continuing and validating this as a form of resistance, okay? And then we could continue to the downside. And this is likely to take days. This is going to take maybe a week. But if you are long QBTS, be very careful with this. But I am seeing a downside coming in, and that downside looks to have a bounce to it. Okay, so if you want to practice some patience, if you're in profits right now, I would consider maybe liquidating the position. But if you are still long this and want to take a higher profit, then the space to take profit is this. Okay, it would be between the knot 786 at 141 to the knot 618 at 150. Okay, so that would be the best case scenario in my opinion. Okay, so just know that there is a long position here, but you're smack in the middle of a validation period. Okay, so this is a very precarious situation. All right. So let's go ahead and end the analysis here at 11:36 for ticker symbol. I'm not going to rate this one, guys. Remember. Okay, so for ticker symbol QBTS, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Okay, Nick, careful with this one, my dude. All right, so make sure to have a plan and stick to it. Okay, because this can present some I don't want to say losses. I'm just saying that if you're not careful enough, it can really affect a portfolio here. Okay, you guys. So, all right. So, guys, I have a room for one more ticker, and let's go ahead and go over Amazon. As I know, was that the one that you were looking for, Mark Roach? Was it MAZN? I think B was the one that was looking for that one too. That request coming in, right? So. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull it up and see what it's got for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be, let's see. Nick, the heck is going on? Are you a part, Nick? Are you a part of the Discord, or is it just here on YouTube that you watch my live streams and stuff? Mullen and Boyle. Okay, so actually, you know what? I'll send B an email. Let me choose one, Mark. Let me get one for you. Which one do you want to see? Boyle. We went over Mullen yesterday. Mullen, honestly, that one's still looking baby good, baby back good. So I mean, I can always. All right, let's do it. Fine. Let's look at ticker symbol BOIL. So Nick, you're in Discord too? Okay. If I can have you just, are you at a loss right now? Are you already negative? Are you in the red is what I'm saying. You're at the current position at $1.31, wherever we are right now for ticker symbol QBTS. Are you in the red? Or are you in profit? Mark Roach, hold on just a sec, buddy. I just gotta ask Nick this real quick because I'm Boyle is ugly? No way. You're red? And how? What's your cost basis? Oh, you got faked out. You got bull trapped up here, like 170, 160. This is a dangerous one. You don't have to answer that. I just want to see what we can kind of do here for you. Right, because the last thing I want to see is anyone losing, guys. That's not cool, and it never feels good. It really never does. But all right. So if your cost base is 160, then the bet. Oh man, so the best case is I'm gonna put it to you like I put it for my members, like in the, I'm talking about the Crypstex trading team. It's hard to say it like this, okay? But you can minimize, meaning slow down your losses first by taking some risk off, waiting for a bounce from this 50, right? So it'll bounce here, and it'll likely come back up somewhere to about 134, 135, where you can release risk, some of it, right? So you can slow down the losses a bit. So this is what I mean by a plan. It's like you would really have to, let me go into a tighter time frame for you. So let me go to 1 hour and take a look at these the moving averages here. So if we're suggesting downside from the 15-minute, right? So 5-minute even, it's actually suggesting downside right away. Okay, so let's go back to the hourly and see what that downside can be. Okay, so that downside can very much bounce from the 200 simple, which would be at 127. Okay, so I was already good. So 127 would bounce, and then we could likely see a resistance in two areas. Okay, so 133 to about 136. Okay, so I would probably remove some risk at about just shy of this right here, about 135, 134, just like I was saying, right? Not all of it. I'm talking about removing just the percentage of it so you can slow down the loss. And if you can, it's hard to look at it like this, okay? But if you can wait for the 122 to 113 touch for this thing to bounce and then come back up to about 151, this would be your area to remove like all risk, okay? And if I'm going to be as discretionary as possible, then I would strongly consider inside of this range at about 143. And that would be that. I mean, the thing is that it can go up still a little more. We don't know that. You know what I mean? So we don't know those things. But this, I would consider removing a little bit of risk of that 134 level, then waiting for the bounce from either 123 or 113, and waiting for that 143 to come back in and just removing the risk all entirely there. Because I don't think we're going to release 143 or 142 tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm saying in the immediate short-term time frame. This could potentially happen by the following day. But that's what I mean by a strategic plan to get out of it based on relevant supports. Okay, so what I can warn you of is that if we fail this this support range, and we close candles below it, not close candles. If we fail this support, then your lowest target would be 102 in respects to this candle here. Okay, so 102 would then face a retracement, but very likely to test the resistance of 122. Okay, so that's the only warning that I have to put here for you. Okay, so I see this very likely not failing this area of 114 though. It's kind of an inflection point. There's a lot of relevance here. And also the 1.272 is a very important ratio. So my probabilities, my personal take is that it will respect this, and then it'll potentially bounce back to about 143 tops. Okay, so, or 142. So that could be a plan, just, an exit plan. It's hard to look at things like that because, like, at this point you would just try to recover what you've already lost. And then, like I said, if this thing has juice in it, it'll be likely to FOMO or some type of fundamental catalyst that would create a surge to the upside. So this is I don't know those things, and we actually don't even know if the CEO would ever release some type of a good news catalyst like that, right? So that's my personal take on it. Okay, so just don't take it as the rule of thumb here. Just take it as more like, okay, so there's the potential risk. So let me go ahead and combine whatever he knows with whatever I know, or whatever fundamentally. I'm not sure, right? So, but this is absolutely how I would tell one of the members of the Crypstex holders, you know, inside of the subscription packages for Discord. So that's literally how I would say it. So I'm definitely not a financial advisor, okay? So and I'm definitely not a professional for you to rely on, okay? But I hope that this information reaches you well, and I hope that you can use it in some way to salvage whatever you can, right? So Nick, my dude, I'm terribly sorry for giving you that kind of news. I don't want to ever say anything like that to anyone, right? But I hope that a game plan like that can help with your portfolio. All right. So Nick saying thank you, bro. It's okay. I got some last week from AI. You told me. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So guys, this is going to be my last ticker for tonight, and let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol BOIL. Lots of people asking about this, right? So BOIL. Let's go ahead and see what it is. Did it say pro shares? It's a pro shares for Nat Gas. Is this 3x levered? Let's see. Okay, so the daily chart. Yeah, thank you, Mark. So let's go ahead and officially start. Ticker symbol BOIL at 11. Let me do 1146. Good deal. Good deal. Oh, that's right. X-Ray Dub was saying that this was kind of an ugly duckling, right? So let's find out exactly how ugly this thing is. Wow, right? Damn, Mark Roach, you better not be long this. But let's just see. Oh, and it's been trading for, of course, it's been trading a long time. I mean, hence Nat Gas, right? So, oh, I think I see it. I think I see it. Let's go to the 3-day though and see if we can load it there. Oh, it's just on your watch list? Okay, good. It looks like, well, I mean, this is, whoa, oh my God, wow. That is just ridiculous volume. Oh my goodness, I've never seen anything so extraordinary. So that's 191 million. My goodness gracious. Okay, all right, so what are we doing with this, Mark Roach? Are we going to make some money on it or no? All right, so I actually see the broadening descending wedge in this too. Very much alike everything else in the markets, okay? The SPY literally started it. Everything else is just going to follow it. All right, so, but this is a pro shares, man. How is this? Wow. This is ridiculous. Okay, so if you're curious about the contact points that I'm looking at here, they're very particular. This here, these contacts, alongside the support touch inversely here, alongside support here as well. Okay, so I can't always just explain why I see that. It is what it is, right, man? It just happens in my head, right? So very important supports down here. And if this thing still has space to go to the downside, then it's maybe approaching it. It could be approaching it. It could be 377. Okay, so, but hold on. All right, so let's start counting our iterations here. So we have a 1, 2, very interesting 3 there. Fake out. 4. Oh my God, look at this. This is anything above 6, right? So we have 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and failing it. Very, very interesting that it's supporting every single time. Okay, so could that mean that any time after 5 tests of the resistance could be the failure? Okay, so this is a discovery that we're all looking at together and we're all finding out. Very cool stuff. If we did find a floor, it could be a fake out. Let's see. Oh, man. I would like to see this as a reversal candle, but the wick has to be just way bigger. This wick, my goodness. Why is that dog going crazy out there? Sorry, guys. So I would really love for this ticker to be, this wick to be lower for it to be considered a reversal candle. I'm saying candle analysis here, as cheesy as that is, but on the 3-day, it works. Let's see. 5-day also showing that hammer, but the 5-day is over in 13. Wow, 13 hours. It may be it, but I don't think so, guys. I don't think this is going to reverse soon. Let's pull up momentum and see what it's got for us, okay? Because this could still capitulate, and I'm thinking honestly maybe 377. Yeah, the candle is definitely not juicy enough, and I agree with you, X-Ray. I honestly think it's a little too early to tell. I mean, this is just, it looks like the bear volume is just increasing, right? So let's start off from the 30-minute immediate short-term momentum. Consolidation, which is very, very much in relevance to all of this here, okay? So curious sideways trading here. I wonder what this has to wait. Mark, do you know if this is levered? Do you know if this is a 3X, similar to what the pro shares for the Qs are, like the TQQQ and the S? Okay, consolidation again, slight upside though. Let's go to the 6 hour. Consolidation even still in the bear strength percentile. Okay, let's go to the 8 hour. The 8 hour suggesting upside, but is it limited? It looks to be limited. Okay. Man, consolidation period is what I'm getting here. This is going to be trading sideways and slightly bearish now. And it is in respects to it is in respects to the buy daily incoming, and it's actually people are starting to get long this little by little. They're thinking that the ground is near, which could very well be it. The 5-day is still showing, okay, and it's approaching the gravitational zone here. So this is still suggesting some downside continuation here. It's 2x levered. Thank you, X-Ray. Wow, whoever was long this from up there, that's 2 times losing, man. Oof. And the recovery could be happening later. I'm talking about weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks down the line. The recovery can happen with this, but it's a slow decline. And it looks like, look at this, in the monthly, it looks like we're finally starting to lose some of that bear pressure, but the monthly still has 21 days to close. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, I would honestly have to say that if you're trying to get long, nat gas, a pro share like this, I would be the most conservative at about 373, sorry, and let me take a fib on a 3-day iteration from the current high, current wick low to the current wick high. Okay, so look at that. So we have, I said 373, you have the 2-spot 618 at 362. That's your range, man. I am honestly thinking that we could find a small bounce at about at the 1-spot 618 at 479 to test our current lows before a continuation to the downside, eventually meeting the correlation between the support line of the broadening descending wedge and the 2-spot 618 at 362. Okay, so this would essentially be I'm okay, I'll give you a range. Instead of it just being the one solid target, 403 to $3.72, 62 cents, sorry, that would be essentially the most conservative area to start getting long this stock. And I would not suggest to start getting long this stock anywhere within the 1-spot 618 at 482, because this is 2 times the losses. Okay, so when you're looking at a 2x lever, that's a little dangerous. Okay, so I would honestly look at this area here for reaccumulation. And I'm also not too familiar with natural gas. I'm not familiar with how the price movement goes, right? But the momentum is suggesting what it is. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's curious to me that it's capitulating while oil is going up. So the Dixie is actually, the dollar index is now in the process of creating, if it actually found support. So it's going to move to the upside, and that's going to pressure oil futures and also USO, it's going to pressure it to the upside. So gas is going to increase. So why are we still capitulating here on BOIL, right? So unless, let's see, so in 2018, this stock, oh, what was it? Right up here. Oh my goodness. What? Like you $736 to 4? What? All-time low is 555 on this. My goodness. And that all-time low was literally what? Yesterday? Like oh my good. Today? Like what? Like that's insane. So whoever gets long this, like I honestly still see a little bit of a downside to this, man. But if you're going to 2 times your investment, it'll likely be over the span of about a year. But a year-long levered position is so risky. So risky. I wouldn't long hold or invest in a pro share because it's levered. You know, it's very dangerous, but I mean, it would be insane, right? To long this at 361, find the floor, and then over a year, this thing gets to $700. Oh man, that would be ridiculous money. That would be a life changer. So X-Ray Dub saying reminds me of when UCO oil ETF crashed to 368 in 2020. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man, so 20 Chuck saying, or is that Dub Chuck? Is that how you pronounce that? 20 Chuck? Is it Dub Chuck? Say blame it on the gas stove ban. Yeah, I bet, man. That is funny. Johnny Barnes, if you have time, can we look at CTMX, please? Man, I was already done here, but I'll do it for you, bro. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let me officially end BOIL at 11:57. I'll do that for you, man. No problem. And let's not rate this one, guys, because we don't want people FOMOing into pro shares, right? So yeah, let me do that one for you, my dude. So CTMX, I know that one had some interesting price action. I'm gonna get killed for doing this too. So CTMX, oh man, I was running a back test on this one too. Let me see. I don't think I actually got it done just yet, right? So, oh man. Volatility is suggesting why is volatility suggesting downside? The starting of a contraction phase. Hold on, let me go ahead and officially start this. I'm curious now, damn it. Okay, so CTMX, let's officially start this at 11:58 p.m. 11:57, 58, you know. Okay, so let me actually look at the different time frames for volatility versus momentum. Oof. Have we already capped out on this? And that's why I was suggesting this downside. Hold on. We're pretty much overbought in everything. 5 days still suggesting upside, though. Very curious. Let's see the weekly. Okay, there could be a reaccumulation zone, and I'm not sure if it's going to be all the way down there, but let's validate. Okay, so let me load up the what other chart did I have for this? So CTMX, I had the RSI analysis, but that's let me just see it. It may be a little messy here, but it's all good. Oh, right, I remember looking at this. I told whoever that I was already seeing a downside, but this was on January 6th. So the downside, it looks like it did play out, right? But let's see what it's doing. Could this, whoa, okay, so we're building a pennant, and it looks like it may be already in breakout. Cool, not bad. So let's see. Particularly from here, let's see how this is doing. This is not bad, man. Not bad at all. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, my dude. And also this. And yeah, Mark, I'm absolutely down. Man, I just got to get my boy back on schedule. But if going to the park at Rancho Vista would be cool. if I'm gonna say anything about this breakout is that it's a little premature, and also that it's potentially, oh man, I like the breakout because it's 4, but I hate it because it's premature. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 tests of the resistance. 4, this would be the true breakout test. Good. This was the upside that we were looking for, which we already touched. Okay. If we're gonna get a downside, it's only gonna be to reaccumulate. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying that it's premature breakout is because these descending triangles or right angle triangles tend to break out when they're about 70 to 75% to the apex of the triangle, so which would be ideally here. Okay, so and this formation also has a price objective. Okay, so the price objective, we can actually take it from the hypotenuse of the triangle, just like always, right? It's better to be repetitive than not, right? And taking it to the lowest point of the triangle, you take that trend line and you apply it to the candle of breakout. Okay, so in this form, let me get rid of this fib and create a new one from the current price action, right? So the day's swing high to the swing low, and let's see what fib has to say. Okay, so okay, it's taking us, this would mean that we're actually facing resistance from the 2.618. So this is the take profit zone for this particular formation on the daily. Okay, so you're looking at 322 to about 331 from the current price of about 284. So that's not bad, and it's not bad at all. What I would like to do here is actually now continue validating that upside. Okay, so let's see if there's reaccumulation, like I said, because sometimes we have to come back and test that newly converted resistance into a valid area of support before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so our very curious thing here is that our previous zone, which was the 1.618, is still located pretty fairly accurate. Okay, so that's telling us that, you know, CTMX is following a sense of market geometry. So let's go to the 30-minute immediate short term and validate this upside or downside. Okay, so let's see. We've failed the 30-minute 14-day simple moving average a couple times, which means that there's no reason why we wouldn't actually succeed it again from the failure. So let's go to the bi-hourly and see. Bi-hourly is suggesting a little bit of consolidation, but it's only normal because we're well within the bull strength percentile, and we're getting a little bit of a hint from that 14-day simple that the upside is still a continuation. Upside very much likely on the 6 hour. It just made it an important cross too of the 14-day. Okay, 8 hours still suggesting upside as well, but it's a little weak. If we do face a pullback, we'll continue validating right now. But if it does face a pullback, it'll be very, very short-lived, and could be to 271. But that's because we're in the gravitational zone here. So this would likely pull back into the 14-day simple. And from the 14-day simple to the gravitational zone, that would be the support area. 2 forms of support before a continuation to the upside. Okay, so now let's look at the 12-hour. The 12-hour making a very important cross above that 14-day simple and now in the strength zone. Okay, so it's just outside of the gravitational zone as well, so there's not quite any danger to the downside. My goodness. Okay, daily upside, bi-daily upside. I don't like that little pivot on the 3-day. I don't like that little pivot on the 5-day, but everything is still suggesting upside for this. Holy goodness. Okay, so I'm not going to say a slam dunk to the upside, but upside is imminent for this. And if we're looking for any type of loading area, it's not really showing. Okay, as this is still suggesting like upside. So if you're already long this, my bro, I'm thinking that your likely targets would honestly be, I'm going to adjust them too. Okay, so between the 2.272 at 314 to the triangle take profit price objective of 331. And that is honestly what I'm looking at. And if we do face that small pullback, I'm not even sure that it will. But like I said, I'm really looking at that 276 zone to load before a continuation to the upside. So it's a little pricey too. So what's the cap on this? 100? Oh, that's not bad. It's man, the float is so tiny. Not a problem, Johnny. Yeah. So this is I like the cap. It's just such a tiny float, right? But this is still suggesting upside and very likely can face a very strong pullback within this area here. Okay. If I'm gonna give you a runner here, it would be in respects to this gap that we've already covered, and it's also just above the 3.618, and meeting that the 4.236. So this would be my secondary or runners, right? So if you already took profit here, meaning that you can leave a little bit in to continue on to the upside here, and very likely 352 if I were to put just a quick guess on this. All right, so in respects to time or whatever, let me just go ahead and rate this one here, okay, you guys? So seeing that it's got a tiny float, Johnny Barnes saying, I think I will load up on AMC for that 190 instead. Make sure to watch the video though, okay? The title was a little clickbaity, but the 190 take profit is still relevant, okay? So what the intention for that video was for me to expose retail who is super excited about a moonshot with AMC. I want to expose them to probabilities and statistics. Okay, so it was literally a bait, right? But still, the ascending channel is 193.46. I mean, it's stuck in my head. I don't even freaking believe it. It's just, it's there, 191.38. Sorry. Man, and also in May to June, just like the previous iteration, ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, AMC is a silly bastard. So yeah, let me go ahead and just rate this for the longs on CTMX. I have to rate it a C+, okay, you guys, and that's only because of the tiny float. It makes it a little bit of a risky asset. Okay, so C+ rating, good deal. Happy to help. And now we're officially ending at 12:07. Okay, 12:07 p.m. and that was long rating of a C+. All right, guys. So I'll be sure to come back and to the video, right? I'll make sure to put that. I'll make sure to put the timestamps and the ratings in the description below and all that good stuff. Okay, you guys. So, Johnny, you're saying I heard some rumor about AMC exploding too from other people. Yeah, actually, I'm not denying it. In fact, there's a statistical upside of about 50%. You know what I mean? And when you back that with the psychology behind a massive community, that can serve pretty powerful, as it has before, right? So not only I've been holding this asset AMC for such a long time that like I feel like I owe the community what I have learned over this time in respects to the massive losses that I've seen from AMC. So my intention was to create that clickbaity title to bring them in where I can see where the moon is, and I can show them the reality of how it's going to move and how it's going to take. Okay, you guys, so please know that's is very important. Yeah, we looked at DBMM, brother. And that, if you can see right up here, take a look at my mouse. I'm going to try to make it real big. I can't make it big. All right, so right up here. This is my time. So if you want to rewind a video to, I'll tell you right now, it was 11:17 p.m. and that's where we took a look at DBMM. But yeah, you guys, so that's it for tonight's stream. Okay, you guys. So I'm very sorry that I don't have the tunes playing. Right, I'm not sure how that is not happening. Right? Oh, now they're playing. The tunes are playing. Oh my goodness, but they weren't playing earlier. Samantha H, I can't believe how much I respect you and how much I care for you. Thank you all the time. Mark Roach, you too, my dude. I appreciate you guys so much. And guys, please go ahead and refer to the links in the description below. Johnny Barnes, the tunes were not working earlier, but now they are. Oh my goodness. Sebastian Lim, not a problem, man. I'm happy to help. Okay, you guys, always happy to help. All right, so George T, have a good night. Johnny Barnes, have a good night. Sebastian Lim, D, have a good night. Samantha H, all right, you guys. So with that said, I wish you well. I wish you all a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. See you guys.